everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today I'll be going over 5 characters that I think should be able to use fusion summoning within the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime series. Why only 5 characters? Well, personally I want fusions to not become overused within the anime, as we currently have yugioh using the fusion summoning method, and it's most likely the fact is Yuga will be adopting that as well into his skill arsenal. So a total of 7 characters being able to use fusions I think sounds sensible and realistic. So instead of making it too over sort of saturated / used, let's stick with 5 and let's get into the video. Now disclaimer, this list is purely based on my own personal opinion, so if you agree or disagree with anything that I say, that's perfectly fine. Let me know who you want to see using fusions in the comments down below. Plus, we don't know if fusions are going to be given to other characters. After all, this video is just a little bit of fun, so sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. Starting off with character number 1, Nikki Yagi. Now this might be a bit of a surprise character, because Nikki Yagi isn't one of the main characters within Sevens, nor is he a main supporting character. But this character is all about steaks and barbecue, and for some, those types of food are seen as delicious. Not me personally, but what makes a barbecue and steak taste so good? Why, you ask? Well, it's the fusion of flavors combining within the foods that gives you, the eater, the best possible eating experience. So then why can't we fuse those flavors that Nikki Yagi uses within his food and translate that into his dueling skills? Giving this character fusions would ensure that he gets at least another duel within the show. Plus it would open up a uniqueness in giving us a set of monsters that all have designs based around his favourite type of food combined together. Who knows, maybe he could get one of Sweet Kakako's cards and use that to fusion summon plus his other ones and create some sort of card based around a Angus tenderloin steak with a chocolate sauce. Or something sweet and barbecue-ish combined. I think that'd be pretty cool, but that name's a bit of a mouthful. A tasty one though. So we'll move on to number 2. Now for number 2 we've got Mimi Itachi. This character has already used classic monster cards from the past, but with a fresh twist added to them. So I think it's likely that we could see her using fusions within the future. Sometime after this arc ends, however, though. I don't think she'll be using it during this arc. But giving Mimi fusions would help her make her a better duelist, thus making it easier to write her against our main characters within the future if they ever need someone to lose against. And a total of creative card designs could be brought forth that would help fit her archetype perfectly, as we normally have seen fusions with older monsters, and if we're using older monsters from Mimi's deck with a fresh twist, I think this could work perfectly as well, giving us fusions with a twist in design, harking back to the past. Now for number 3 we have Gakuto. To me personally, it looks like we might be getting our core 4 and having them specialise within a certain summoning method. As for Rook, it looks like he's highly skilled / focused on advanced summoning with all of his dragons. Yuga looks more focused on maximum summoning, but Roman and Gakuto don't seem to have a focus on a particular summoning method. So I say, why not give Gakuto fusions and let Roman focus on the next summoning mechanic that comes to 7s in the future. Gakuto could use fusions to help give his monsters more diversity in allowing him to choose whether or not to go on the defensive or on the offensive, based on what skill he chooses to use when he fusion summonings, ultimately giving him a way to develop the Sogetsu style as well as progress further in a dueling aspect / skill level. Now as for designs when it comes to fusions for Gakuto, all of his monsters are based around sort of like warriors that stand for what they believe in. They want to make their final stand and defend themselves and strike when the moment is right. So obviously he's got things like Yami Rulers and his new ace monster Luna. So we could see maybe something similar to where Atem used King's Knight, Jack's Knight and Queen's Knight and fused them together. Maybe we can see that, but with Gakuto and his Yami Rulers and Luna as well. I think that'll be pretty cool. And Yeah, fusions for Gakuto I think would fit him more than it would fit Roman. So let's see that happen. Next up on this list we have Otis. This character has been a museum for showcasing older legend monsters, giving us as the older Yu-Gi-Oh fans a bit of nostalgia when it comes to watching Sevens, seeing monsters like Blue Eyes and Red Eyes amongst others. So giving him a fusion would allow two things. Number one, it would give us some more throwback iconic fusion monsters if we're able to fusion someone without using two legend monsters themselves. And the second thing it would offer us would be a way to train our main heroes. Say Yuga wants to do Otis to get some experience in facing against this particular summoning mechanic, or just wants to get some information. If Yuga does face Otis and Otis pulls out a fusion on Yuga, it does give him experience, it gives him some knowledge about fusions as well, so there's a win-win in all of those situations. Doesn't just apply for Yuga here, it could apply for Roman, Gakuto or Rook, or anyone who faces Otis. But I do think Otis would work nicely in having a fusion in the future, because I think he'll be a nice homage to some previous fusion monsters that we've had from, say, Duel Monsters or GX. Wouldn't mind seeing it, especially if they bring back Elemental Heroes, because that would be awesome. Now then, as the final character on this list, we have Tiger. She's the character in the thumbnail, so she had to appear at some point. Personally, I love watching Tiger duel, so having her duel again just to showcase her fusion is perfectly fine in my opinion. But her monsters are already a combination of music / wind instruments and martial arts, so I think there's still room for some creative designs to be given in regards to what Tiger's monsters sort of represent design wise. Giving Tiger fusions could help achieve better card designs which are more, synergized with what already exists within her archetype. Plus, it gives us a way to allow Rook to have a more meaningful victory when facing Tiger in the future. Because ultimately, we are going to get that Rook versus Tiger match. That has to come. And that match is going to give Rook a very mental battle in terms of overcoming his fear of his sister. But if his sister, Tiger, is using a fusion summoning mechanic, then this gives Rook a bit more of a physical challenge to overcome. And I think this would be really cool as well. As much as I would hate to see Rook beat Tiger, I feel like if Rook is going to beat Tiger, it needs to be when Tiger's at her maximum potential. Giving her a fusion would be the best possible way. I don't see Tiger using a maximum because that doesn't fit with her playstyle. So using fusions, I think, would be best suited for our Tiger / Haruchi. So those were just 5 characters I personally want to see use fusions within the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime series. Tell me, who do you wish to see use a fusion within the anime moving forward? I'd love to hear what you have to say. Or do you only want yugioh to remain the sole user of fusions moving forward? I'm a bit torn between seeing other characters and just sticking it with one. Much as I prefer to yugioh just using it, I would feel like giving it to other characters would give them a bit more diversity and a bit more freshness to their dueling. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions on that. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if your favourite's not on the list, don't worry, I'm sure they'll appear in a future video that I do on this channel. So make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, comment your thoughts all down below, and of course, I'll be seeing you next time. I do hope you've enjoyed the video, and have a great day above all else. Alligator, matane, goodbye.